Greetings, fellow investigators, and welcome to our video podcast, Into the Darkness, where my friends and I play the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. I'm your host, Tom Rayleigh. The scenario is Missed Dues. It was written by Mike Mason and Scott Dorward, and it's available on the Chaosium website. Our GM for this game is Zane Fleming, and this is episode 1. So without any further delay, let's begin our journey into the darkness. Zane?
Hey guys, welcome to Missed Dues. I'm really excited to get started. For anybody watching, if you know the scenario and things, there's going to be a few slight changes, so don't be too stressed or anything about that. I hope you really enjoy the story. Without any further ado, I'm going to hand over to each of my players. We're going to introduce who they're playing. Everyone in the game is playing criminals of some kind in Arkham. So without further ado, I'm going to hand over first to Abel. Do you want to introduce us to your character?
Sure. My character is Anthony Noguera. He is actually originally from Catalonia in Spain. And he's had a very troubled childhood. He was got a bit of the polio, but recovered. But still sort of leaves a mark on him. You know, he stutters a little bit. Sometimes his hands shake, but he is the best forger you will find around here. I object to being called a criminal, honestly. I'm more of a young man whose circumstances in life haven't been very fortunate, and I'm just trying to get by as best I can without being labeled. Thank you very much.
Noted. And next up, let's hear from Raymond.
Well, at all, it's just me that's Raymond, but I'm going to be playing the part of Connor Ryan. And Connor Ryan is a young man. He's 22, and he can always remember his age because except for the first 15 days of the month, he was born on January the 15th, he can remember his age because of the year it is. So after Christmas, he just doesn't remember, but it doesn't matter because he's always drunk. Now, he's a nice 5'4" tall lad. He's got a nice slim build, pretty athletic, and he's got some lovely green eyes that are always twinkling. He's got a smile in his voice, and he's got a smile on his face as always, because nothing's too hard. And the reason for that, you see, is because at the age of 16, in 1916 that was, because it was after January the 15th, he got involved in a little bit of an uprising that started his primary education in the British internment camps after trying to raise up an Irish republic. At the same time as he was doing that, he joined the Sinn Féin. And then for 2 years, he just buckled down. Now, a little bit more recently, after the end of that big war, where you're all sitting there in trenches, we've been out there fighting out there in the bogs of Ireland. And we got ourselves finally an island, but it wasn't completely whole. So now I've decided that it's a little bit hot over there because there's that thing called internecine fighting, and families get a little bit iffy with each other, if you know them sort of orange and green things about Ireland. But I'll tell you more about that later. And so a few months ago, I came to the United States, and I've been trying to break into society. That's all I can say about that. And I haven't fared all that well in the last few weeks, but I've fallen in with a couple of nice, likely lads. There's Nevin, who you'll be hearing from in a little while. And then we'll see where we're going on this fine excursion into the darkness.
Thank you very much. And next off, let's hear from Tom.
Well, I'm going to be playing Nevin O'Leary. I'm a fourth generation Irishman, but I'm from here in the United States. I don't say much. I like to stay quiet. Given a description the way my friend here does, I got red hair, I got green eyes. I'm not very good looking. I got a lot of acne scars, but I dress nice. And by profession, I'm a burglar. My last name is O'Leary, which is a rather prominent family in Arkham, and I hope that I can live up to my my family name. but so far, I ain't doing so good. And that's about all there is, I gotta say.
No problem. And last but definitely not least, Josh.
I'll be playing Kieran Lucky Coonan. I'm a 38-year-old hitman, and, well, my wife and kids passed away in a fire a few years back, and now my only treasure is a picture I carry in my pocket. You can usually find me at my mate's bar. He's called Harry. And I just usually have a flask of whiskey and just sit back and relax.
Awesome. We do have one other player. Unfortunately, they're not with us at the moment. So they will hopefully be joining us later in this episode or in the next ones. Without further ado, let's jump into it. Before the game started in the last couple of weeks, I have been emailing the players about a job they have recently pulled off that has gone awry, it's gone wrong, and it has left them in debt to the Irish crime family, which is the strongest crime family in Arkham. And I've told them of the situations they were last in. Without any further ado, let's jump in. A cold splash of water wakes you from the sleep that you were in, and a few things you notice straight away as you come to. Your mouth is gagged. You've got some sort of cloth in your mouth and something strapped across your face. You have some sort of sack or cloth over your entire head. Your hands are tied with rope behind your back and then tied to your ankles, so you're being forced into a sort of kneeling position. And as you're coming to, you can slowly start to hear voices around you. And these are American, Irish voices and stuff, and they're just talking about the most mundane stuff like, "Well, I think my girlfriend's cheating on me," and "Oh, that blasted whore, cheating me out of my money," and stuff like that. Just real mundane, nothing too particular. And with that, the sacks are pulled off your head, and you look around you and adjust your eyes to the light. There's not much of it where you guys are. You can tell it's daylight, but and you realize you're in a large abandoned warehouse, almost like factory. So it's concrete floors, very industrial walls and kind of things like that. Just a couple smashed windows or grimy windows, and surrounding you are about 5 men, and they're all having conversations with each other. The one who's come, you guys are all in a line, and you're all kneeling down. You've been covered with water and stuff like that. And the man who has taken the sacks off you, he drops the sacks and goes over to his friends. You realize that all these men are pretty, they're well armed. A couple of them have got brass knuckles. One guy's got a nice big machete knife. A couple of them have got Tommy guns. These guys are very well armed. It's at this moment that at the end of the warehouse, you're at one end. At the other end with the big door, you hear the door scrape open, and enters a very tall man, tall big guy, and he wears nice grey dress shirt, suspenders. He's got his tie loosened and some dress slacks, and carrying over his shoulder, he has another man. This man is completely naked. He's got his hands tied behind his back, sack on his head, and he's very clearly been beaten to a pulp. Very, very, he's bleeding. There's bruising all over his body. The man carrying him, he's got kind of black, slicked back hair, short trimmed on the side and stuff like that. And he's a pretty tough looking guy. You guys know who this is. It's a man by the name of Nails O'Keefe. He's an Irish mobster, and he usually hangs around with one of the most feared men in Arkham today. And that is a man by the name of Mordecai the Hammer O'Leary. And this is a very feared name in the Irish mob. And sure enough, as Nails moves out of the way, you see walking towards you. He's got his suspenders down to his side. He's just wearing a white singlet, which is completely covered in blood. His hands are just matted with blood. He has a claw hammer. His iconic claw hammer is slung through one of his belt loops. His normally slicked back, long black hair is kind of a mess around his face, and there's blood splatter everywhere. He's clearly the one who's been doing the damage to this guy. So they walk up, and finally they're about 5 feet away from you. And
I stop and say, Senores, good sirs, I bet
gagged.
you are wondering...
You're gagged. Yeah, you're gagged, and you guys are panicking, obviously, at this point, for sure. Nails dumps the body down right in front of you. There's a groan from the body. The person's alive, though very, very, very beaten. And O'Leary starts to sort of pace in front of you and things, and he goes, well, what's the cat dragged in? Now, don't look so scared. I just want a word with you, that's all. Mr. McCannon and Mr. Nagori, so glad you could both make it. I'm pleased you decided to stick around. I mean, losing a truckload of the boss's art like you did, I'm surprised you didn't hightail it off the Dunwich and hide in the sticks. But nah, not you. You see, Nails? They're men of honour. Take their punishment like men. I like that. Who's this? Ah, Mr. Coonan. Now, what were you thinking? When we tell you to take someone out, we mean it, you damn goon. Such a mess you made of that particular job. Now, I'm the one who's got to clean it up. And he gestures towards the body on the ground. Oh, and before I miss anyone out, we are honoured to have these fucknuts with us. Now tell me, what were you thinking? You meant to be the scourge of Arkham, the both of you. Since when was it okay to rob the Arkham First National Bank, little cousin? How about you, Mr. Hotshot, Mr. Ryan? Here's a pointer for you next time. If you're going to rob a bank, at least make sure you're not going to steal from your own people. The money in that bank belongs to the Irish crime families. If it hadn't been for the tip-off about your little job, you'd both be dead already. Family included, Nevin. Jesus, I should whack all of you. And with that, he pulls out his hammer and slams it into the body on the ground, who groans in pain. But I'm a reasonable man. At this, he gestures to Nail, and Nail steps forward and removes the gags from your mouth. Now, one by one, I want you to tell me what the fuck happened. Lucky, start talking.
I just ran. I didn't know what to do. There was three of them. What was I meant to do? I didn't know. I just ran and then never looked back. It just happened in a blur.
Who was there?
I can't remember. It was all just a blur, man.
Well, I know who was there. It was the Portello twins, Frankie and Lou, and their father. You know the reason you're only alive right now is because that gunshot that went off, and when you ran, it killed Portello. So the Irish crime boss is dead. That's the only reason you're still breathing. Nevin, why the fuck are you hanging out with this bastard?
He needs training.
And he's getting it from you? Are you taking the piss? You know that this one here, you know, him and his brother have been causing trouble for the last couple of weeks, talking about how the Irish crime family don't know what they're doing. And you're going to walk around with him? Well,
he's a kid.
What about you, hard man? Mr. I've come from Ireland, Mr. IRA. What have you got to say for yourself?
To be sure, it was just working for me sainted mother and freeing up the Irish. That's why I was in there taking the money. I mean, sure, there was some for myself, but it was mostly to pass on to my good comrades so they can fight the good fight. They make a full Irish Ireland all the way, north to south.
Right, so you and your brother, you're telling me, are very patriotic men, are you?
Aye, we are. 3rd Tipperary Brigade, IRA.
Right. See, that'd be funny then, if I was to tell you that your brother was working with the Italians.
You what?
What the fuck?
Be interesting to find out that for sure.
Lucky, what was the name of the man we asked you to kill?
I don't remember, boss. I kind of just... Oh, a blur.
His name was Michael. Michael Ryan. And he was hanging out with the Italians. He was also the one that called the bank and tipped off about your little brigade there.
Oh, Mickerleen, what have you done? What have you done? Yeah,
Hey, why don't you ask him yourself? And he pulls the sack off the body on the ground, and it's Michael.
Oh, dear Michael. What a sad state of affairs this is. I don't know what.
And he's crying. You're seeing his face is all puffy and everything. He's very badly beaten for sure. He's gagged as well. Right, we'll get back to that later. Mr. Naguri, what have you got to say for yourself? Losing the boss's art like you did.
I am the, I am the eyes. You send me to look at the art to tell you if it is false or no. The art I appraise properly. The only man I saw, I describe him perfectly. Like slick back hair, pencil thin mustache, dress shirt, suspenders. He's the only man. He pulled gun on me, smacked me across the back of the head, and that is all I know.
And with that, the hammer looks up at Nails and goes, "See, this is why I hate working with the Spaniards. They can't get the fucking job done." And then he looks over at the last man in the group, whose name is Liam. He was working with Antonio, and goes, "What have you got to say for yourself?" And Liam just sort of looks away and keeps his mouth shut. He didn't say anything, and he's right. "We'll deal with you later." He goes, "Right, now tell you what. You lot do me a little favor, and perhaps I forget about the big problems you've caused me. What do you say?"
Yeah, sure, why not?
Well,
Absolutely yes.
cousin.
I'm at your service.
Right. Now,
I
you've
think
heard
I'm
of...
going to be making it right too, because I'm not happy with what my Michelin brother has done. This is not good. I had no idea it was Irish money.
It was Irish money. The Italians tried to hit the armoured trucks.
Well, for that, I'm going to apologise because I didn't know. I'm an idiot. A complete idiot for that one.
Well, it wouldn't have been fine if our hitman had actually killed your brother in time. But he's a fucking idiot.
Oh, no fucking true.
I'm sorry.
Now, have any of you heard about Sticky Jack? He's a small-time thief, a freelancer who keeps to himself. Now, see, me and Jack, we got an understanding. He don't pull nothing without my say-so. When he does, he makes a prompt contribution to our benevolent fund, if you catch my drift. Well, a little bird tells me that Jack got offered a choice job by some new player that would reward Jack handsomely if he could do 3 lifts in one night. Now, greed is the downfall of lesser men, and Jack got greedy and forgot to appraise me of the situation. Out he goes into the night and pulls these 3 lifts. I don't know from what or from where. That was a week ago now. And no one's seen hide nor hear of Jack since the job was pulled. Perhaps he's lying low. Perhaps he skipped town. I just don't know. All I know is that he owes me money. No one pulls a job around here without giving me my cut. Then I thinks to myself, I wonder who could do me a favour and look into this little situation. Now, who do I know that owes me a favour, Nails? And he looks at you all and winks. So, if you want to get square with me, and I strongly recommend that you do, you look into this for me. I want to know what he stole, who this new player is, and who hired him. And I want my money. I want answers. And And if you can't get me money, at least get the items that he stole. You got to the end of the week. Now fuck off! And he walks out of the room. Nails picks up Michael, drapes him over his body. The other men in the group, they come back, untie you guys, and dump you the few items that you had in front of you, and walk out of the warehouse and just leave you guys to your own devices.
Shit.
Are we still tied up?
No. The other men, I said the guys came and cut your ropes.
Thank fuck they took away that body. Jesus. Whew. I was getting a bit sweaty there.
I'm certainly looking long and thoughtfully after the disappearing crew there.
So now you've met my cousin.
Seems like a dickhead.
Oh, he's just a playful little man there, with a lot of balls, I think.
Be careful what you say.
I'm sorry, Mr. O'Leary. I'm sorry.
Well, Nevin, it seems we're quite a pickle here, and I had no idea. As far as I knew, we hadn't let anything slip, but if it's been Brother Michael... Oh, shame.
Well, he's very angry, and in his position, I also would be very angry.
Right, so who is it we've got to go see there?
Do I know Sticky Jack?
Yes, so let's start off with that. It's a good start. If you guys all give me a... if you guys all give me a roll, an intelligence roll, please.
Apparently, I'm not that intelligent.
Neither am I.
Do we have any passes?
No, I just missed it.
18.
Okay.
Yep.
56, 55.
Yep.
Is that a pass?
I can spend one luck, no?
If you want to, yeah, you can spend the luck.
I will spend
hang
one
on.
point of luck
does
and
he
make
need-
it a success.
Does he need to? Because I got an 18.
I'll spend 1 point of luck.
Yeah, I mean it's both. So hang on, just double checking Jason's name. Liam. Okay, so Liam, you've heard of Sticky Jack. You know that he is he's a freelance burglar, as Mordecai said, and he take kind of random burglary opportunities, mostly from like around the campus district, around the Miskatonic. But that's pretty much the extent of what you know about Sticky Jack. He's Irish is the only other thing. Connor, you know a little bit more. You kind of know that he usually frequents speakeasies on the lower south side, and he's got quite a good friend who kind of rolls around with him, a guy called Joe Greasy Spoon. And you know all the other information as well about he normally does his hits around the Miskatonic area, and things like that, and he's very much on the same level as the rest of you guys. He's nothing big in the game, but he just does small little catch and grabs.
He's a piece of shit.
Yeah,
that's what he is. And I look forward to bringing him down, just because he's competition.
If for nothing else, yeah.
This is a player question. We have to the end of the week. What day is it today, and what time is it?
The day is when you guys were last knocked out, all of you. It was October 25th, which is a Wednesday, 1922.
Okay.
So from the fact that it's daylight now, you'd all assume it was probably the next day, October 26th, 1922. Are you guys still all just hanging out in the warehouse? What's the?
I'm getting up. I'm cleaning off my clothes because apparently nobody has any respect for the fact that these are expensive clothes.
Let us get something to eat.
Okay, I'm going to get cleaned up and obviously get up my little bits and pieces that were dumped on the ground. And just as a matter of interest, looking around, did our van make it to this location?
No. You the warehouse is completely bare and empty except for you guys and what they dumped in front of you. Yeah.
Okay, nothing outside.
So what do you think they did? They came and they knocked us out, and then they dragged us here, and they left our van out there? The fuckers. We're going to have to drive out there and see if we can find our van, unless they brought it and it's outside. Who knows? You want to go to Maestro's? They got meatball sandwiches.
Yeah, why not?
Sounds
Why not?
Maestro's it is.
Oh, right enough. We'll try some of that American food, meatballs.
All right, so
well,
you guys
it's Italian, but it's
You
good
do not
stuff.
have meatballs in Ireland.
Yeah, well, like I say, I'm Irish because I'm an O'Leary, but it's 4 generations we've been here. I'm red, white, and blue on the outside, and I'm green on the inside.
Cool. So you guys all obviously head towards the door that O'Leary and stuff had left through and stuff, and you guys come out and very quickly, for those of you who know Arkham, realize that you guys are at the docks. So it's an abandoned warehouse in the docks. Your truck is outside. The window's still smashed in and stuff, but there's plenty of room for everyone to jump in.
Damn smashed window! What the fuck are we gonna do? Fixed.
Can you guys give me a spot hidden?
Yeah.
Oh, why not?
I apparently have my eyes closed.
I may be called lucky, but I'm not very lucky.
Yeah, we established that.
Yeah, I got a 16 out of 65.
Cool. So you sort of just started, you were looking around the van to try and see, if there was any other damage apart from the smashed window and stuff. And it's at that point you look under the car and you notice that there was 2 straps where you can clearly tell from your experiences that it looks like 2 people strapped themselves under the van, which makes you obviously sort of realize that when you guys left the van at the burglary, 2 guys got strapped under your van, and then you guys drove off with 2 members of the Irish mob literally right underneath you.
That's how they found us so fast.
Right.
I thought they were using some sort of Arkham witchcraft or something to find us.
Right enough. I was thinking there that, but praise to the Morrigan, it's not so.
This really pisses me off, though, that they let us go through all of that work knowing that there was no fucking money in the bank. It's like this was all just to teach us some sort of a lesson and to get us to where now we have to do some work for them.
Right, and I'm wondering about this timing. He said that somebody was supposed to have shot me, Michael. And if it happened, then there wouldn't have been a problem at the bank or something. I'm not sure where this time frame fits in.
You're Irish.
No, it wasn't.
I do not understand you.
It wasn't Michael who was shot. It was Portello.
No, but he said that Michael would, if the guy had followed through and shot Michael.
Hey, I apologize. I did not mean to.
Well, that was Lucky's hit was on Michael.
Right, and if it succeeded, it would have been moot, apparently.
Hey, guys, I'm starving.
I had some complications.
Let's go eat.
Cool.
Yes, less family, more eating.
So everyone jumps in the van. Who's driving?
I'll drive.
Yes, it's your van.
Cool. So you guys jump in the van and drive off to Maestro's. And you go in. It's in the morning, so it's relatively busy. People getting their breakfast and brunch and stuff like that. So you guys are taken to a table. You look a bit rough, so you get a couple of looks from the people kind of around you. Some of you haven't kind of had time to clean up from your scrapes. You've all got black eyes and all kinds of fun stuff. But yeah, so you guys sit down and the waiter comes over and goes, "Hey guys, what can I get you?"
I heard the meatball sandwich was good.
Yeah, we're the best in town for sure. Yeah.
I will have this. And the beer. 2 beers.
You know, we're in the middle of prohibition, right?
Oh.
Let me.
How about some Irish coffee?
That's what I'm thinking about. Have you got any of the Irish coffee, the special?
Oh,
I've
yeah,
been here long enough to get some of that.
Yeah, I think we got some of that. I can do you some on that. Yeah, but no, we got no beer. We ain't got none of that stuff. No.
Yeah, you don't want any of that.
We're a legal establishment,
Absolutely. So I'll be having 2 meatball sandwiches and plenty of that Irish coffee, if you would, please.
I will have whatever you can legally give me.
He gives Anthony a very odd look of like you are completely out of place with the bunch of these guys. You're very tan, dark skin. You look more Italian than Irish for sure. And then you open your mouth and you have this very, very thick Spanish accent. So it's kind of throwing him off a little bit. But he takes orders for all the rest of you guys and goes off. And you guys have a moment to.
Are you guys like fucking kidding me? You've never eaten here before?
I've never had the opportunity.
Nah, man.
And you want the Irish stuff, huh?
I have eaten here before, but I was, how you say, having joke.
Well, so what are we going to do?
Well, it seems, Dale, you might know a little bit more about Arkham and stuff like that, but this Greasy Spoon fella, is that a good place to start to find our way to Sticky Jack?
Yeah, where do we find him?
Right. I'm in your hands, Nevin. I'm in your hands. I don't know the place at all. All that well, I should say.
I would like to find what he stole.
Mm-hmm.
We know nothing about who he stole from. For all we know, he obviously it's something important, but we should find out what he took and who he took it from.
For sure. And that's what Sticky Jack's got for information. He's got the names, he's got the items, or at least where they probably went to the last thing he did, and he's the man we want to find. But to find him, we might have to find Greasy Spoon.
You're probably right. That piece of shit, Sticky Jack, he tends to hang around the campus district where all of them fancy professors and school teachers live. And sometimes they have nice things, So that's probably what he took, but,
Good. If he took something that is a art object, then it's easier to find.
So you know your art stuff, don't you, Antonio?
I do. So one thing that I know is if he robbed the legitimate people, then legitimate people call the police, and they have insurance policies, so it will be in the newspapers.
You know what? That's not always true, because rich people don't always pay for the things that they have in their house.
I am innocent young man. I do not know what you speak of.
I mean, sometimes if they've got something really valuable, they don't always get it from a store. They get it from the black market, and then they don't want the police knowing that they had that in their house.
Right enough. Them objects to art, that's a high dollar business for sure, and especially if it's valuable.
I'll tell you now, an idiot like Jack, Sticky Jack, probably would find himself $1 million painting and take it to the local pawn shop and sell it for $20.
Right, that's what he would do. But if he's been hired by Mr. Unknown, then he might have a purpose there where he's going to get a nice chunk of change for whatever it was he picked up. So to know that is, where did he pick it up from is one thing. Where did he give it to is another. And that's equally important.
Yeah. So It's the greasy spoon guy we gotta find.
You know, the funny thing about meatballs, it reminds me of my old dad. You know, he said to me, Liam, and I feel a little bit lost right now, like I've lost something. He said, son, it's a bloody good job your balls are in a sack or you'd lose them as well.
Is this story helpful to our situation right now?
Of course it is, because it's got all thinking.
You should
Nevin,
always
could
know
you
where your
give me,
balls are.
Right, and that's what I mean. You know where your balls are, and only very important people know where else they are and get their hands on them.
I am glad I'm hanging out with you gentlemen. I'm learning so much.
Nevin, could you give me an idea roll, please?
Yeah. 10.
So could you, you're talking about like a pawn shop or a fence or something like that. And obviously you know the guy who kind of, you take some of your stuff and you think something of that high class, if maybe it was taken from that area, if it's made this big a deal, there's only one guy in town that you would really take it to. And it's a guy called Abner Wick.
Ah, Mr. Wick. You know, I do know a guy. But I got to warn you, he's a little scary. He's very good with the customers because people trust him, but I know that he's got some really scary shit going on in the background. So, but I bet you if there's any kind of valuable, especially if it's some sort of antique or object d'art, they would take it to him if they were smart. And if they took it to somebody else, that person would take it to Mr. Wick.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense. I would still like to check out the police blotter to see if any of these crimes have been reported. Just to be thorough.
Anthony, give me an idea roll, Anthony.
Sure.
Don't get anybody suspicious of.
We got to keep this clean, okay? Got to keep it clean. No blood. No blood. Please.
And nope, I just miss it.
Cool. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, so you guys have had your food and everything. You sort of check your watch around this time. It's still kind of like late morning, so I'd say it's sort of about 11 to 11:30, just coming up to midday. What do you guys want to do? Are you all going to do one thing? Are you going to split up? What's the game plan?
Well, I don't know. Connor, you coming with me?
Nevin, I was thinking, if you and I go and see, do you think going and seeing Wick first or finding Greasy Spoon first might be the better way to go about this? Because if Wick is behind it, we don't want to tip him off too soon if we're looking for something.
You know, quite honestly, we don't even know what's missing. So.
Right. That's what I mean. So what you know these boys, why don't we go and find Greasy Spoon, you and I, to start with, and then maybe that leads us to Sticky Jack, which is a good place to go. While we're doing that particular line of inquiry, if you will, then the other two boys could be checking out some of the stories about what went missing, if it's even hit the news. Or they could also be checking out, what was I looking at here? I think they were doing a job, correct? Well, Noggy, you were doing a job, weren't you?
I was.
Now, what was
Anthony
that job?
and Liam.
That's right.
Speaking of which, where is Liam?
Right.
Liam's there. He's been sitting in the corner, just being a bit quieter and stuff, and he's in his mirror. And he's you guys know Liam. He's probably out of the bunch of you guys. I guess he calls himself a bit of a hired gun, bit of a mercenary. But he's the one out of you guys that definitely has more of the reputation of being a bit of a tough guy. So he's probably the most seasoned member of this group.
What do you mean? He's been sitting over there. Holy shit.
Oh, I know what it was.
He doesn't want to hang around with us now, does he? Because we fucked up our...
I know what it was. I was thinking, checking out the actual area where apparently this may have come from, which was near the university where Sticky Jack hangs out? If they go
You guys
over
are
there
going to
while
have
we
to dress a little nicer to walk around in that neighborhood because they're hoity-toity.
It wouldn't take me long to get cleaned up, but we're going off to see, I'm thinking, Greasy Spoon and Mr. Wick, Abner.
Yeah. We got to be careful with that one. Because
what do the rest of you guys want to? Sounds like you guys are splitting up. Is that?
I feel like I gotta stick with Nevin and Connie. You need a bit of.
Liam, are you not hanging around with us anymore?
We're in enough trouble already.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, you're still partnered with Antoni.
How you
You
feeling?
like me to call you Antoni or Anthony?
Anthony.
That sounds really Italian.
Yeah.
Yes, I find it is easier for Americans to pronounce. So
At least you didn't put a goddamn O on the end like Antonio.
Liam, can you give me an idea roll, please?
That would be a fail.
No problem. Cool. Like I said, you're a bit more seasoned. You kind of know all the stuff, and these guys are talking about and all coming out ideas, and you sort of get up from your thing and come over to the table and sit down, and you open a pack of cigarettes, and you kind of that if you want to find some information out, you've got to, because these guys are all talking about like this is where the jobs were done, and you were listening very carefully to what Mordecai said, and he said, I don't know what was taken, I don't know where it was taken from. All I know is that 3 jobs were pulled by Sticky Jack about a week ago. Mm-hmm. So the first thing you need to do if you want to find out information is any contacts, and like you need to start asking questions to people that might know information about any of this stuff. Even like the Greasy Spoon conversation is going on. You were very easily apparent. You were like, you don't know where Greasy is. Greasy's his friend, but you don't know where Greasy is. Jack hasn't been seen for a week, so you don't know where Jack is. Like, you've just been thinking all this time, like, these guys are just talking, and you're like, okay, fine, if we're going to do this, boom.
Nevin, I would like to check the local papers. So let me take a few hours to do that. Then I will meet you somewhere.
All right. Why
Do
don't
we just want to get Liam have that interaction with you guys?
Oh, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So maybe we should go and find one of these guys where they hang out. See if we know anybody that can tell us where they might be at this time. Maybe do some convincing to tell them, get them to talk.
Okie dokie. So we don't know where they are, but do we know, or do you know, Liam, where they usually do hang out when they're not busy actually working?
I don't know. Do I?
Yeah, like most guys, obviously in the criminal underworld, a pretty safe bet is going to be speakeasies. And there's a few kind of Irish, predominantly speakeasies. There's one called Sycamores, and then there's one called the Shamrock. The Sycamores is probably a bit more of a high class speakeasy. It's hidden behind a bakery, and stuff like that. So that's a kind of higher range area. And then Shamrock is more of kind of like a working man's kind of place. It's run by a female. She inherited off her dad. Her name's Abigail O'Toole, and you know her. She's a beautiful, beautiful redhead. A lot of the Irish fellas are pretty sweet on her, but she's currently dating a pretty tough and rumble private investigator American, Italian, Irish American investigator who can sometimes he's on pretty good terms with the Irish mob. Like he doesn't like cover things up for them, but he makes sure they don't get blamed for everything.
I like her already.
Hey, if we can corrupt somebody like that, that's the way to go.
Exactly.
So,
and Nevin, you would definitely know Shamrocks well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get to it. We're not going to hang around here all day.
Definitely not.
Yeah, let's do it.
Cool. So what's the plan? Are you splitting up? What's the?
I'm with Nevin and Connor.
I think that me, we're gonna go look and see if we can find this greasy spoon fella.
Okay.
And I'm not sure about Liam, but I know that Anthony and probably Liam, they're gonna go and see if they can find any leads on what has gone missing or if anybody's reported the theft.
Yeah.
Where should we meet up then?
Well, it might. Shall we meet up at dinner?
All right.
Let's say at. We can go to Shamrocks. That sounds like a good idea.
Is that the one with the attractive lady?
Yeah, the redhead. Of course, that's like
and that is the one. That is the one where we should meet.
It's like saying, that Irish girl, the redhead?
Right enough.
Which
it's
one?
like saying, who's that Irish guy with the red head and the green eyes?
Now, you could expand it and say the redhead with the big hooters, but that's also every Irish girl out there.
What I love about the Irish I have met in this country is their class.
Lower class.
Hey, we're not so low.
Cool. So,
survive.
So obviously Nevin and Connor and Karen, you guys pile into the van. Anthony and Liam, what are you guys wanting to do? Whereabouts are you guys heading?
All right, I believe it or not, I think I'm actually going to the library.
Okay. Do you want to go to just like the normal public library? Do you want to go to the university library?
Let's see. Actually, I will go to the university library.
You guys head off to, you guys are obviously, as you said, on the hunt for Greasy Spoon, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a quick question too to ask, and that's this theft, the triple theft that the sticky fella. How long ago did that happen? Are we talking about yesterday?
About a week. No, about a week.
About a week.
So, no one's seen Sticky Jack for about a week. They think he could be lying low, or stuff like that. But he knows. Mordecai heard through the grapevine that Sticky Jack had done a job. He'd done 3 lifts in one night, which Mordecai was like, well, hang on, I wasn't told about this. I wasn't,
Right.
Yeah. You're driving around and you kind of come to the realization that you don't know where to start looking for Greasy. From, as you say, that Sticky Jack normally did his lifts from around that the university kind of district. But you don't know where Greasy is and all that sort of stuff. So where do you want to start looking? What's the sort of?
Well, I was thinking that, I thought I'd asked this earlier, but I'm thinking that if you guys, Nevin in particular, and Liam, knew of Greasy Spoon, who's apparently a little bit of a competition there for Nevin, we'd know where their usual hangout is over the course of years.
Now they're kind of with a rival boss. They're not with O'Banion, right?
Yeah, no, they're both very much. So Sticky Jack is a burglar that you know and he's freelance. He doesn't work directly for the mob. He just pays them a cut to let him work in their districts. So he works with a variety of different ones. But Greasy Spoon, from what you know, isn't a burglar. He's just a friend of Sticky Jack's. But he's still a criminal. But from what you know, he's not a burglar. He's very much the lowest rung of that kind of more kind of like perch snatcher type situations and things.
Well, I'd say probably the best thing that we can do is we can go find some low-life places and start asking around if we can find this Greasy Spoon fella.
He does sound like a lowlife.
Right, that might be so. And that's what I mean is he's probably had a lot of habits, both of them over the years, so they'd have regular haunts where they're going to get their information.
Yeah.
And where they're going to get their things traded out and talking in conversations. I mean, I've been in many a pub and there's always a middleman and a guy coming in and a guy going out. Do you see what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, Connor, see, we have a problem here in the U.S. right now, and that's that there ain't no pubs. Not any that are open that people actually, well, there are what we call speakeasies where they're selling alcohol. But I think there's three possibilities. Look, he could be in a speakeasy right now. Well, there's four possibilities. He could be in a speakeasy. He could be in a whorehouse like Madame Liam's, or and no offense, well, Liam's not here right now, but it's Asian. It's not Irish. It's Asian. And then he could be where they're gambling, which is mostly the speakeasies too. Or he could be on the job right now. He could be out there snatching purses and tricking little children out of their lollipops.
Well, I'm thinking then, why don't we start with a speakeasy that you already know about?
Let's go. Yeah.
And ask around, and maybe they can tell us of another place.
Have we split up?
Yeah, you guys are split up. Yeah. Okay. So you guys are heading off to the Shamrock then?
Yeah, we're going to go to the Shamrock and see if we can find a lead.
Cool, no problem. So I'll pass back over to Anthony and Liam at the moment. So you guys were headed back home to Anthony's to get some change of clothes and stuff and polish up, and then you were headed to the library. Is that correct?
That is the plan.
Cool. So you're not too far from your place, and you guys walk there. And you get dressed and you actually get your own car, Anthony. And you guys head off to, did Liam, do you want to go back to your place and get a change of clothes, or are you happy just being in what you've got and stuff?
I'm going to assume that while they were gagging us, blindfolding us, and beating a few people, they were not taking particularly good care of our clothing.
Right? Yeah, correct. Yeah,
We've been rolling around on the back of a truck, probably.
And the where you were was just like covered in grease on the bottom of the warehouse. So you guys are filthy. That's also why you got weird looks when you went to the restaurant.
All right,
cool. So did you want to go get a change of clothes, Liam, and stuff?
Yeah, we're not looking too good. A little bit like tramps right now.
Yeah. Okay, so you guys both go back to, obviously go to Antonini first, and you get changed, have a shower, and then get your own car. You drive over to Liam's place. He gets all glammed up and things. By this point, it's probably like 12:30 or something. It's taking a little bit of time for you to get ready. And you guys head off to the university, to the campus district, to go to the library. You get to the library, and it's a marble halls, the library building, and at the very front of the steps, though, there's a large dog, like a mastiff, that's been chained to the front steps. And as you guys get closer, it's just sitting there, everyone else is walking past. But as you two guys get closer, it jumps up and starts to growl quite loudly as you approach.
Have I ever seen this dog before?
No.
Go to the university that often?
I mean, why has he got a problem with me?
Is it a black dog?
No, it's just like a kind of brown textured, mastiff, which is like, it's a bit like, I don't know if you guys know what mastiffs are, but they're enormous dogs. Yeah,
Lots of slobber.
Yeah, but I don't know. I get along with animals. I don't understand why the dog would just I don't understand. Can we just walk around the dog?
Yeah, it's on a chain. Yeah.
Okay. Smart ass. There's smart assery happening in chat for those of you who are curious. Every once in a while, if I suddenly burst into laughter. But we go around. I walk around. We walk around the dog.
And the dog just it follows you along, and it's kind of fighting against its chain. It very clearly does not like you, and it's attracting kind of notice from people around you, because, like I said, the dog was kind of just sitting there before. So now definitely there's quite a few people looking at you and have noticed you guys there.
It's odd, but all right. If I had a meatball, I would throw it to the dog and make him friends. But I'll go, just head into the library and get on about our business.
Okay. So you guys kind of, you guys walk up to through the main doors, and it's got a high ceiling, and as you walk through, there's books on all like stacked like 11 high. It's really, really amazing, beautiful place, and some stained glass windows and things like that. And in the middle of the room there is the big wooden desk with the desk clerks behind it. And you get up to the front desk, and there's a young lady at the front of the desk, and she's kind of like a bit more plain looking, but you can tell she's tried to maybe do a bit of work to her hair and wear a bit too much makeup to maybe make herself look a bit nicer than just plain, which has kind of had the opposite effect.
I like it when they try too hard.
But yeah, she looks up when you come in and sort of sees you both and smiles. And, how can I help you, gentlemen?
Yes, miss, it's great. How should I say? I'm new to your country, and I was just hoping to read some of the local newspapers for the last week or two.
Oh, well, yeah, of course. Just over there and down this aisle, she directs you. You'll find all the Arkham Gazette newspapers for years back.
No, and I'm sorry. Well, I am Anthony. What is your name, miss?
Oh, my name. She kind of. Oh, my name's Lucy. Lucy Kalowski.
Oh yes, perhaps. Well, after I've done a little bit of business here, perhaps I should come back and speak with you for a minute.
And it's at that point that you hear a behind you, and you turn to see a Madame Trunchbull type woman. She's a much bigger, very stern-looking woman. Very clearly is the head librarian of the library here at the university, and she is giving you the dirtiest of looks, Anthony. And she goes, "Lucy will not be available for you, sir, in that fashion. This is a respectable area. Please go on with your business." And she goes behind the desk, and she's not taking her eyes off you. Yet again, you have attracted a more attention than I assume you wanted.
I just nod. I give Lucy a wink and go over to do the actual business we came here for.
Okay. Is there anything you wanted to do, Liam?
I'll just nod politely to Lucy.
Yeah. Give me a spot hidden, both of you.
Sure.
That looks good.
Nope. I just missed it.
Oh, I just passed.
You just passed.
Just passed. 49 out of 50.
Does she reach for a
Okay.
shotgun under the library desk?
So, Liam, as you're passing the desk, you happen to look down at the desk, and you notice on the desk there's a little file that has the word police report written across it. You sort of just glance at very quickly, but the date that is on the police report matches up to about a week ago. And it's just sort of sitting on the desk there. Do you want to do anything with that? Is that,
Not right now.
Yeah,
Just
cool, no
make
problem.
a note, and then when we get out of hearing range, I'll
Yeah,
talk to Anthony.
sure. So you guys head off to the where she directed you to the parts of the newspapers and things are, and she's right, they're all kind of there and they're stacks, and you pull them out and you can read through them. So give me a library use, Anthony. And Liam, you might as well check the papers as well.
Yeah. That is a hard success.
Same with me. I got 5.
Oh wow, that's
Very good.
Sweet.
kill
So hang on, I'll just set this up. Yes. Okay. So this is the article that Anthony, you find this after searching for about, it's quite quick. You go back a week and you find this article from about a week ago, and I'll just put it up and you can read it to the group.
Arkham Advertiser article from Wednesday, October 19th, 1922. Double theft. A shocking double robbery occurred last night at the Miskatonic University, with both the library and the museum being broken into and rare artifacts stolen. Police and university authorities believe the thefts to have taken place between 8 p.m. and 5 a.m. However, no word has come forth on whether the two robberies are connected. Archibald Pringler, spokesman for the vice principal's office, confirmed that an ancient Greek scroll was missing from the library and that a Native American dagger was also missing from the museum. Both items are said to hold great academic significance, yet little financial value.
So that's the article that that Anthony finds, and then this is the article that, after a little bit more searching, this is the article that is found by Liam.
All right. Tuesday, October 18th, 1922. Ancient dagger stolen. University staff are today shocked at the discovery of a break-in at the campus museum. Last night, a thief stole into the building and took one of the exhibits, a dagger believed to be of Native American origin. The dagger has been on display as part of the History of the Miskatonic Region exhibit, which has excited many young school children with its wide array of fascinating pieces for the last 12 months. The dagger is one of the few artifacts pertaining to Arkham's tribal heritage. Dr. August Perklinski, noted local historian, commented that the dagger is a rare example of a shamanistic ritual tool, possibly used by a tribal witch doctor to help them journey into the spirit realm. In a bizarre and unexpected twist, the Arkham Police Department has confirmed that a second theft also took place on the university campus last night. Across the campus square, the library building's rare book collection was ransacked. So far, officials have only been able to confirm the theft of one item from the library, an ancient scroll written in Greek concerning mathematical formulae. Mr. Pringler, a spokesman for the university, confirmed that a reward of $100 has been posted to anyone providing information leading to the capture of the thieves and the return of the stolen items. Police have requested that anyone with information should come forward.
Cool. So while you guys have been finding all these articles, I'm going to jump back over to the other 3 who I believe were on their way to Shamrocks. So when you guys arrive, it's pretty much dead on midday, and the Shamrocks just opened. It's the front of the Shamrock is it's a flower shop. So you kind of you go on through, and there's the thing there, and you go into the back room. You knock on the door. There's a special knock. And they they open the thing and they say password, and you go shillelagh, and the doors are opened, and you head on down. It's it's a real basic place. It's pretty much what you'd think of as an Irish pub nowadays, but it's obviously underground, a bit more moody lighting. A few of the faces around, but none of them are Sticky Jacks or Greasy Spoons. There's only a few guys who are drinking quite this early in the morning. A couple of guys playing some poker over in the corner, and sitting behind standing behind the bar is the very beautiful young lass, as I mentioned before, who you know as
Abigail.
Abigail O'Toole. And one moment, I will even give you a quick image of what Abigail looks like, just in case you wanted to know. There you go.
Holy shit.
Oh, she a pretty little thing.
Yeah, so she's a very handsome young lady, but also sitting at the desk is another man that you know, and it is her boyfriend, the aforementioned Irish private detective. He's kind of a short, stocky, long hair, bit of scruff. He at the moment he's sporting a pretty gruesome black eye, and his hands strapped. But you guys know this guy. His name's Thaddeus Clover Black.
Hey, Nevin, Connor, I think I could take that guy.
We don't want to take him. We want him on our side. He's away.
So yeah. That's what do you guys want to do?
Did you say he was a detective?
He's a private investigator. You guys know him. He's a pretty hard ass kind of Irish American. He grew up in New Orleans, and then he moved here. And his grandfather, who was like really a very well known guy who also had the nickname Lucky, started a private detective agency, and his granddad's since gone missing. So Clover has taken over the kind of the business and stuff like that. And he's got the reputation of like, he gets the job done, and he has the reputation of people will beat on him for like hours, and then he'll get up and basically go, cool, my turn, and then just destroy everyone. Like he's a hard as fuck guy.
But he's a little dark. So I'm just gonna go up to the bar right next to him.
Yeah.
And as soon as I get Abigail's attention, order drinks for everyone. And I'm gonna
she goes, "Oh, Nevin, it's pleasure to have you back into place." And with that, Thaddeus sort of like looks up at you and gives you a quick nod. You and Thaddeus are on good terms. And he goes,
"Yeah,
it's not too bad there, Nevin. Not too bad. Oh yeah, I'd like to see that you Irish boys been keeping your nose out of too much trouble."
What we can, but there's been some difficulties lately, and we're looking for somebody. We ain't gonna hurt him or nothing, but we're looking for a Greasy Spoon.
Greasy Spoon.
You have any idea where we can find him right now?
And he sort of pulls it. He kind of grabs your arm. You've got your watch on. He sort of looks at the watch and then puts your hand back down. He goes, "Around that time where that piece of meat, he'd probably be out on the at the campus doing his little tricks there. He likes to play this little trick onto people. He'll pretend to have a heart attack, and when they come to check on him, he'll pick their pocket."
Classic.
It's at that point that Thaddeus notices Connor and Kieran sort of standing behind you, and he goes, "Your friend's just going to stand there all day, or are they going to take a seat?"
Your boys have a seat.
Yeah, okay.
So who did this?
God bless all here. Taking a seat.
I sort of lean into him and I'm like, "So Thaddeus, who did this to you?"
This. I had a bit of a run-in with the Portello brothers. Their dad got shot, it seems, and they tracked me down or something. They said it was some Irish fella. They wanted information, but they regretted that decision pretty quickly. If you're looking for them, they're in the infirmary.
Good. St. Mary's, probably, yeah?
Yeah. Not that I'm too worried about it. I did my part.
So I said, well, take care of yourself. And I go over and sit down with the others. I said,
Yeah.
that's kind of easy. He said, we just got to hang around the campus. Our buddies will probably run into him.
And then it's at that point that Abigail kind of comes over to your guys' table with your drinks and puts them down. He goes, I couldn't help but overhear there, Nevin. It seems you're in a wee bit of trouble. What's going on, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, let's just say that things didn't go as planned. But we're here, aren't we? So we're alive.
Right, well, I'll put this on your tab.
That's mighty kind of you, sir. And if I may just ask one question, because other than finding Greasy Spoon, we'd be looking for Sticky Jack. Where would he be at this time of day?
Oh, Sticky Jack. God, I give me a charm roll.
Yeah, Connor, do you need glasses?
Thanks for the drink, ma'am.
Abigail is a guy. I mean, is a girl. Shit, now I'm doing it.
Abigail's a very pretty girl.
It's a beautiful girl, guys. But I lean in and say that.
We're going to have to keep our eyes on you, Connor.
You might have to, because I've actually got a hard success on that one.
So she knows, she says, oh, Jack, I haven't seen Jack for at least over a month. But if you're wanting to know about Jack, well, the person you got to talk to is Vince. Vince the Spider. You know, I think he talked to Jack. Oh, not that long ago. They usually keep in pretty good touch. Lucky, you know Vince the Spider pretty well. He's a just slimy kind of guy. He tries to be like he's one of the lieutenants of the Irish mob, but he's really not. He's glass-jawed, kind of. He's more pathetic than you. But for some reason, he does have a few people that sort of. He's more like an information guy, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know, like if you want to know what's going on about certain people, he's a gossip. So he kind of pretends like he knows, but he just finds out this information himself. He doesn't have a natural connection to anything. But yeah, you know where to find know where to find Spider if you need him.
Yeah. Oh, fellas, I luckily know where the Spider is. He's a bit of a dickhead, but he might talk.
Well, then.
Now, Miss Abigail, I've noticed something about the United States over these past months. Everybody's got these extra names, like there's Joe Greasy Spoon and Sticky Jack and Vince the Spider and Lucky Connor, Karen and stuff like that.
What? Karen Lucky Coonan, man.
That's the word I was looking for. So, Abigail, would your name be Abigail the Angel?
With that, you hear a very loud cough from over at the bar. And Abigail goes to just looks over her shoulder at Thaddeus, who hasn't turned around. He's just coughed very loudly and deliberately. She kind of looks back at you with kind of a dark look on her face, and she goes, "I'll have none of that in my bar."
For sure. Hey, well then it's not the Angels we'll be worrying about, hey?
If you want a nickname, how about Dickhead? And she walks away.
I'll laugh. Oh, the woman's a lovely devil. So she is.
Connor, you got away with the ladies, don't you?
Connor, she's telling you what part of you she's going to cut off if you try to make a move on her.
To be sure, who's making a move? I'm just being a nice, charming man.
You know, it brings up a topic of discussion, and it's we haven't come up with a nickname for you, Connor.
It's Dickhead.
It's got to be something that you're going to hate.
It's kind of the loser.
Come to think of it, Nevin, you haven't got a nickname yet either.
I kind of do. In
Nevin,
my own family, everybody calls me shithead.
but also on the street, Nevin is he is known by another name, but it's kind of more of he hates the name because it brings up his acne scarring. They call him Scarface.
There's a name that'll go down in history for sure.
Nevin Scarface O'Leary.
Scarface.
But then when people say the name near him and they look at him, they realize it's not because he's got like battle scars. It's because he's got quite bad acne scarring. So he doesn't like people using it. And because of his family name, he sort of threatened that he'd put his cousin on people if they kept calling him it. So it's like what people call him behind his back. They will never say it to his face.
Yeah, they don't want it to happen to us, to them. What happened to all those people in Chicago after my great aunt burned the whole fucking city down.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, the O'Learys are definitely...
She blamed it on a cow.
The O'Learys are definitely a well-known crime family, for sure. So while you guys are just finishing up your drinks and stuff, I'm going to jump back over to Anthony and Liam, who are at the library. And you've done researching. I said you found your articles. In that time, you also found one final article, which I'll just bring up here. So you did a really, really thorough search. It took you about maybe an hour and a half. But this one, can you both give me luck rolls?
Got a 30.
Your luck, by the way, Anthony, I think.
That's good.
What did you have?
Me, I have 49 luck.
Yeah.
No, I fail.
Okay, cool. So Liam, you're the one that finds this last article. So I'll just get you to read that out quickly.
Wednesday, October 19th, 1922. Paper stolen from the home of Professor. Arkham police are investigating a break-in at the residence of one of Miskatonic University's leading professors. The home of Professor Stanley David was broken into last night, with the culprit entering the professor's study and making off with a number of papers that the professor was working on. I just don't understand why anyone would want these papers, said Professor David. It's just a translation of an ancient text that I'm working on and has no financial value. Perhaps the hapless thief mistook the papers for something else. Well, he'll get a shock when he reads them, laughed the professor. Police are asking anybody who might have been about South Garrison Street last night between midnight and 2 a.m. to come forward if they saw anything suspicious.
Cool. So yeah, with that, you guys, that's all the articles you could find after the time you've been searching. So what do you want to do after that?
Well, I'm gonna just whisper to Anthony and say, when we were walking away from the old broad at the desk, and nice Lucy there, I noticed on the desk a folder that said crime report, and it was dated for last week. If we can get Lucy and that old battle axe away from the desk, maybe one of us can snag that folder and see what's in it.
Huh. Let's see. Well, looking over at the desk, are Lucy and the chief librarian still there?
Yeah, they're both there. And as you sort of peek around the corner, the chief librarian is still looking in your direction. She's been watching the kind of the path down to where you guys have been the whole time.
All right. Huh. So it would be useful to get a look at that folder. What if you were to pretend to have a heart attack? And then I go over to them and and say, "Hey, my friend's having a heart attack," and you just groan and writhe around on the ground and make a lot of noise. And then while they're distracted, I take a quick look through the folder.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Nice.
Just, give me the nod when you're ready.
Okay. Let's see.
So what exactly are you going to do?
I'm going to pretend to have a heart attack. Maybe stagger into
Into the path, yeah.
And pulse them all down and create a big distraction. And
So first,
drive the old lady crazy.
So you just go into like one of the stacks off to the side, and then give me a few seconds to walk over there, and I will ask for. When you hear me ask for something, then just do your thing.
Okay.
Okay. Give me. Okay, so yeah, no, you do. Yeah, go ahead. Yep.
All right, so I walk back to the librarian's desk and I get the chief librarian's attention. I say, so I was very curious about any, and I'm a little bit. I make sure I'm like, do you have perhaps newspapers from other localities, perhaps nearby towns, and where I would find those?
You know, you'd have to go to the newspaper offices for that information. We only stock the Arkham Gazette and the New York Times and the main newspapers of the cities.
Actually, yes, the New York Times. Be very interested in that. I'm waiting for Liam to do his thing.
My heart. Knock down a bunch of books and start rolling around on the floor. Just help me, somebody, help.
Okay.
Perfect.
Give me luck rolls.
Bam.
17.
And odd 1.
So you got a 1? Okay, cool.
I got a 1.
So Liam, your performance is believable enough, obviously for them to sort of both turn and they both like scamper over and both of them scamper over. The head librarian does sort of hesitate for a little bit. She's still kind of watching you, Antony, but she realizes that I said Liam's performance is very believable, so she does go off with Lucy to check on Liam, and you're able to look over the desk, and the file is still there. So give me a. Yeah, no, I'll let you. Yeah, so you grab the file.
Okay.
Do you want to pocket the file, or how do you want to? Do you just want to read it there quickly, or?
Let me just read it quickly. I don't actually need to take the thing.
Okay. Give me another luck roll, both of you.
Nope, I don't make it.
Oh, 78. Me neither.
Oh, okay. So it's as you pretty much are leaning over to grab the folder, is at this point that the head librarian turns and sees you leaning over the desk to grab the file, and it's at that point that Liam, obviously you weren't thinking too clearly, and when Lucy goes to kind of open your jacket to try and whatever, she pulls open your jacket and your gun holster and everything, and your gun flies out, and she kind of screams in a panic, and you kind of go, oh shit, and so now the head librarian has seen you stealing the folder, and Liam is you're on the ground very clearly with a gun out. What do you guys want to do at this point?
That's a well, cut our losses and hightail it out the door.
Okay, so you're just gonna bolt straight for the door.
I do. I say, let's cut our losses. And I'm running out.
Give me, what are you going to do, Liam?
I'm going to say, I think maybe it was just the meatballs. And pick up my Colt and run out the door.
Okay, can you both give me dex rolls?
Oh, 18.
Okay.
Yes, I make it 37.
Okay, so yeah, you guys are able to kind of to bolt for the door and things. As you're leaving, the head librarian yells, and she yells the word Officer Barnstock. She screams Officer Barnstock, and it's at that point that the door from which you guys are running to opens, and you see the face of a policeman who on a chain is holding the Mastiff, who is going absolutely nuts. Liam, you know Officer Barnstock. He's picked you up a few times. Yeah, so he knows you're a criminal. Okay, so what do you guys want to do at this point?
Is it a double door or just a single door?
It's a double door. Yeah, but like he's open one side, and you guys are probably, I'd say, like maybe 10 feet away from him now, and the dog on the chain is like maybe 3 feet away from you because he's like loosened it out. You know, he's holding the dog because basically when you guys left, the dog was just going insane at the door. So the officer came back and was like, "The fuck's wrong with this dog?" And went to investigate with the dog.
You seem to have really bad luck with dogs, if I remember correctly.
So yeah, you guys are in a not a great situation.
No.
Well, I mean, we're blocked here, and I say, well, in my head, I'm thinking, well, we've done nothing wrong.
But wait, you don't need a license, do you? You don't need a license in the 20s for a...
1920.
Yeah, but you are a criminal though. You've got a previous record of like violence and stuff like that. So it wouldn't be a good thing for them to find it on you. Also, Antony is holding a police report.
Oh no, I didn't take it. I was just.
Oh no, you took it. You had it because you were going to read it.
All right. I'm fine with this.
Unless did you drop it like at the desk when you left, or did you like?
Yes, I mean I was not going to take it. I was not going to take it with me. I was like,
okay, cool. So
I'm sorry. I should have made that clear. When I said cut our losses, I was like, we found plenty here. There's no point in taking this thing with me. I don't see I'm sure it might have one or two useful things in it, but it's not worth the risk of carrying this thing around. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So no, you don't have that on your person then. So what do you want to? The dog's going absolute berserk, and Barnstock goes, McKenna, what are you doing here? You got anything to do with this robbery?
Robbery? What robbery? We came here for books.
Robbery? What robbery?
And at that point, that the head librarian comes up behind you, and goes, Officer, these two men were trying to steal from behind a desk. I saw that one, the Italian-looking fella. He was stealing the police report you dropped by.
I am a Spaniard, and it is. I simply looked at a file on the desk. That is not illegal. I came here to read newspapers, and I have read some newspapers, and now I'd like to go around and go on about my business.
With that, Officer Barnstock kind of loosens the chain ever so slightly, and the dog jumps about another foot at you quite viciously.
Well,
I just had indigestion.
Yeah, I believe my friend was not feeling well, and now he appears to be feeling better. And I am not the least bit fazed by the dog.
Okay. Cool. It's at that point that the other Lucy goes, Officer, be careful. The man's got a gun. And that's when the police officer goes, what? And he pulls out his gun and holds it on both you guys.
I put my hands up in the air. I am an unarmed man.
I put my hands up in the air. Funny.
And he goes, and he kind of, he tells the dog, and he goes, Stomper, sit. And Stomper sort of sits, and he kind of comes up to you, Liam, and then he pats you down and he finds your gun and pulls it out and puts it in his back pocket. And he goes over to Anthony and he pats you down and he finds your gun and goes, "Hey, unarmed, huh? Unarmed, huh? Mr. Spaniard, is this how they do things in your country, huh?" And he takes your gun and he puts it in and goes, "Okay, yeah, you two are coming with me." And he goes, Stumper, you watch him, man. You watch him. If they move, you chop. And he pulls out his handcuffs and he cuffs you guys both up and he goes, "Yeah, we'll talk about this down at the station. Sorry about that, ladies. I got this under control. We got some questions for these boys." And so he kind of leads you guys both out and outside there's
Lucy,
two other
later. Wink on the way out the door.
and she kind of shivers like, I don't want to be with no criminal. As
That's
you get
what
out
they
there,
all say.
there's more policemen and stuff, and they put you in the cop car and things like that, and pack you up, and they take you off. So jumping back to our, you guys have finished up your drinks and things. You've got a bit more information now, yeah. You what do you guys want to do now?
Well, we're going to head out and see if we can find this grease ball.
Oh, it's Greasy Spoon. Now, that's Greasy Spoon. Where was he going to be hanging out?
Around the campus.
Right, he's around the campus. And what about this other guy? Is it the Spider Boy?
Yeah, we could go check on him.
Spider's in the lower south side. It's quite a poor part of Arkham.
Yeah.
Right.
It's predominantly Italians at the moment.
However, if we go see the spider, let me go do the talking.
Right enough, that would work for these. Because I'm thinking that we've already got a couple of boys over at the campus. We don't want to be crowding the place just yet.
Not yet.
Sticky spiders, grease balls, whatever. You just tell me where to take you, and I'll take you there.
We'll go see the spider first. Why not?
All right, the spider it is. I hope he doesn't have 8 legs.
I hope he doesn't either.
Okay, so you guys head over to the kind of the lower south side, and as I said, it's kind of quite a poor, rough area, and at the moment it's predominantly it was very recently run by Portello, the leader of the Italian kind of district of that area, who you now know was shot and killed by Lucky, and that the twins were looking for him, but who are now at St. Mary's Infirmary with a run-in with Thaddeus. But this is definitely an area to be cautious. Of.
Keep your heads down, yeah.
Yeah. So you guys kind of rock up and you kind of get out of the car and you've arrived at like the apartment block where that Spider lives. And outside there's a couple of kids sort of sitting on the stoop and stuff playing marbles and things like that. Yes, what do you guys want to do?
Well, Nevin, I'm going to speak. Do you have any Gaelic?
Yeah, nah, probably 2 or 3 words at the moment.
Right. Well,
you're actually pretty good at Gaelic, Nevin. You've got.
Oh, am I?
You got 50.
Oh yeah, I do.
Oh, it's going to be simple stuff. Nevin, I'm thinking you might want to stay with the van in the driver's seat, just to make sure.
In case you want to get out of here quickly. All right, I'll do that.
Right, I think that might be the wisest thing to do. And Connor here, Kieran here can do the talking upstairs. I guess I'm going to be the in-between man, and a little bit of the backup. Are we good?
Sounds good. Sounds good.
All right, off we go. And
we just walk past the kids into the building or something.
Okay, so as you're walking past the kids, Kieran, you kind of walk past, and then as Connor kind of goes to go next, one of the kids, the bigger of the 3, sort of puts his foot up, and he looks directly and he goes, "We know him. Who the fuck are you?"
His friend. Now mind your business.
Kids, let him pass. He's with me.
When you say mind your business, he sort of lifts his hand and little switchblade comes out and he goes, "You're in our neck of the woods, old man."
Connor,
You
be
watch your
careful.
tongue or I'll cut it out. And then he sort of puts his leg down. He goes, Karen, if there's any trouble, you'll be blamed.
You know where Spider is?
Aye, he's in his room.
Okay, cool.
And he kind of
He's an
presses
Irish Italian.
he presses a button kind of behind him on the wall, and you hear kind of a buzzer, and the door kind of, you hear it like it kind of unlock and things, and opens up, and you walk on through. And in the corridor, there's just a kind of a couple like heavies, there polishing their guns and stuff, and they sort of look up at you, Lucky, and kind of give you the nod. They know you, but Connor, they're kind of, they see you and they're kind of not sure, and they're giving you some suspicious looks and stuff, and kind of a Weasley looking guy comes in and he pats you down, and he kind of takes your weapons out, the ones that you got, and things like that, and then so at that point the Weasley guy kind of stops at the necklace you've got hanging around your neck, Connor, and he looks at that and he goes, "Hey, where'd you get that?"
Well, a long time ago. It's off my painted mother.
And he kind of gestures to one of his buddy of his, and he gestures him over and he goes, "Hey, that look familiar to you?" And the guy's face kind of goes white when he sees the necklace, and he goes, "God, you must want a death wish having something like that hanging around your neck."
Oh, well, would you be telling me what it is then?
It's a golden necklace, and it's just like a ring, and in the very center, it has the yellow sign. And he goes, if you got that off your mother's a bitch.
Well, that might be true, but she did take me every 7th Sunday to the Blarney Stone to kiss it 7 times. So
you're gonna need more luck than that. And he goes, anyway, Lucky, head on up.
Cheers, lads.
So you guys head up on the stairs. You get to apartment 814 on the 8th floor, and you knock. You do your special knock, and you hear a voice from behind. He goes, "Yeah, come in."
Okay, I'll just walk in.
You walk in, and you see a very kind of wiry looking guy. He's got a 5 o'clock shadow. He's sitting there, and he's very much a guy that you get the impression that he's trying to look much more like fashionable and stuff. And he's got a nice suit, but it's very clearly quite like it's secondhand. It doesn't quite fit him properly. It's not tailored, but he's trying to give the appearance of that he's at a higher level than he actually is. He's got kind of dark slicked back hair, but you can definitely tell he's been dyeing his hair. There's like bits of white coming through with the regrowth and things, and just the guy just smells of alcohol and tobacco and things, and he goes, hey, Lucky, yeah, come here, give the old Spider a hug, huh?
Hey, Spider, nice to see you. How you been doing?
Hey, I'm keeping out of trouble. Hey, who's your friend?
This is Connor. We're on a job together.
Yeah, okay. What kind of job? You in some trouble there, Lucky?
Well, we're looking for a fella.
Hey, you're looking for a fella? I mean, I got some, wow. I didn't know we're at that level of the relationship.
Hey, Sticky, no, not that one. We're looking for a Sticky Jack.
Oh, yeah, you're looking for Sticky.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I talked to him about a week ago. What is it? What did you want with him?
Oh, we just need a few words about a few jobs that he's been doing.
Give me a charm. Give me a charm roll.
10.
noise. And he sort of like, he gives you a quick look, and he looks over at Connor, and he goes, "Hey, couldn't say no to you, Lucky." Yeah. Yeah, no, I talked to Sticky about a week ago. Yeah, he was bragging about he had some sweet jobs that he had to do. He had to do three pulls. He was going after a book or something from the university, and some papers from this some professor. And apparently, yeah, he was hired by some out of towner, this new guy in town. His name's Jacob Smith. Yeah. And it's funny because he told Jack, you know, he wasn't allowed to tell anyone about the situation, but you know, I gotta get my information. You know, I get my information, right? So
Yeah,
obviously, Jack came in and told me of the situation of the job, and let's just say I may have slipped the information to a few other people. You see, this why I'm lying low. I kind of got the feeling that you know, O'Banion's new lieutenant. You might have heard of him. He's a guy called the Hammer.
Yeah, we've met.
Yeah. Well, he's it turns out Jack was meant to, you know, pay some money to him for doing some jobs, and Jack didn't tell him, and it all kind of turned a bit pear-shaped right now. So I'm lying low. I don't want any run-in with the Hammer. He is bad news.
That's fair. That's fair. So Jacob Smith, he sounds a bit like a grade A asshole.
Yeah. No, I mean, he's some kind of church guy. I don't know. Like he's one of those, you know, those new church people, like the new religion. Come try this new religion thing, and he's got someplace. If you want to know information, the guy to talk to is Fat Larry. Yeah, Fat Larry.
You know where we can find Fat Larry?
You know, at the diner. Where else? They don't call him Fat Larry for nothing, you know.
True.
But yeah, that's all I know about Smith. All I know is he hired Jack, told him not to tell anyone, which of course, as you can say, went swimmingly. And yeah, but I mean, look, you know, if you see the Hammer, don't mention anything, okay? I can't deal with that right now.
I got you back.
So, and he goes, you know, this information, it don't go cheap.
I just give him a little dollar.
Yeah, okay, cool. So you know, you give him your money and stuff, and yeah, you guys hit off.
Well, hang on.
Unless you're going, yeah.
Mr. Spider, I appreciate what you've told us here. If I may, I've got a little bit of a dealings with the Hammer myself, in terms of the fact that Michael Connor is my brother.
Oh, I heard of Michael. Yeah. He was causing a lot of trouble recently. He'd been talking bad about O'Banion and the operation and stuff. Yeah, your Michael ain't a lucky person. In fact, like, speaking of lucky, when'd you meet to kill Michael?
It went a bit pear-shaped. You know where it is.
Yeah, well, I heard you killed the Portello. That's, I mean, you know, eye for an eye type thing, I guess.
Yeah, I could say it wasn't accidental. You know, it happened.
Yeah, well, they call you lucky for a reason.
Exactly.
Yeah. What can I? What you'd know more about Michael than I do, Mr. Ryan.
Sure, it doesn't seem like he'd be the kind of man to do the things that he's been said he's done. I know me, Michael. We come up together in Ireland. We fought for the cause over there in Ireland, and he just seems to have done some strange stuff in this recent times. It just doesn't set entirely true for me.
Well, let me ask you this: how long you been in Arkham?
6 months, maybe 9.
Yeah, well, any Arkham native will tell you. Newcomers come here, they spend a bit of time here. It can change some people. We don't know what it is about this city, but it can get under your skin.
It sure can.
Well, I can certainly see that. I can certainly see that. For instance, I've had a strange thing just happen to me downstairs with one of your wee fellas. And he seemed mighty interested in this necklace, which I picked up quite a while back. And I've got no idea about it.
He notices the necklace, and he goes, and he kind of does the the cross sign. He goes, oh, yeah, I don't know nothing. I don't know nothing about that. No, that's that's above my pay grade.
Above your pay grade.
Give me
scratch my head.
Give me like a charm roll or something.
Oh. 01.
Okay, so yeah, just how would you convince him to tell you?
Look, sir, I'm new in Arkham, and you say there's some problems here, and I don't know shit from shinola, as they say. So I'm looking here at this little charm here, which I just picked up along the way. The man downstairs looked mighty white after when he saw it, and he's like, he said it was all about a death wish. And when you bring your attention to it, you give me the great sign of the Holy Mother Church, did you not?
I did.
You did. So there's something here, and I take it as a great kindness to get some idea. What the fucking hell have I got here?
And he sort of, takes a heavy breath, and he goes, I've grown up in Arkham my whole life. I've seen some dark stuff, some things I can't explain, okay? But that image, the last time I saw that, a lot of people died. If you want to know more information about it, there's only one man in this city you can talk to. But I wouldn't suggest it. If I were you, I would take that thing off and I would throw it down the deepest hole you can find and forget about it.
Well, I'll take your words mighty kindly there, and I'd like to be thinking about it, but it'd be nice to have the thought and the choice. Who would be this man I would see if I was daft enough to go to him? Because you're clearly very focused on the dangers involved in this, and it's obviously something nasty.
He sort of again groans, and he looks at Lucky, and he goes, "If you want to stay lucky, kid, you want to stay well clear of this guy." And he walks over to he's got a bureau, and he goes over and he rummages through a few kind of things, and he's not very organized, but he finds this old beaten up folded card, and he hands it over to you. It's a bit grimy and stuff, but very clearly you can see the name Abner Wick.
All right. Well, I think I might take your advice, and I thank you for your kindness.
Yeah.
See you around, Spider.
And he goes, "Oh, you're lucky. Stay lucky."
Always.
You guys head down, and unlike before, unlike before, they don't come up and kind of check on you much. The guy who took your weapon sort of comes up and hands them back, but they're steering very well clear of Connor, and they're kind of averting their eyes from him and things like that. And as you kind of leave the front, even the kids are sort of have backed off completely and things, and averting their eyes quite clearly. They're very uncomfortable around Connor.
See you around, fellas. I say.
Pardon my rudeness earlier. You're doing a mighty fine job.
And one of the kid who questioned goes, yeah. Sorry about that, mister. Just, I didn't mean nothing by.
Hey, kids, take this $1 and, there you go. Let's pass the dollar.
Thanks, mister. And, one of the little kids kind of palms it and takes it. And you guys get back in the car, and Nevin's there smoking on a cigarette.
Yeah, I was leaning on the outside of the car because I didn't want the kids to fuck it up.
They didn't. They did not fuck up the car.
I flicked the cigarette away.
Okay, so what do you guys?
I feel like we should go pay a visit to Fat Larry.
Fat Larry?
Yeah.
Yeah, Nevin, you
Right.
know Fat Larry.
Yeah, he's probably back at the same place we just left, the restaurant. He can pack away like 5 of those Subway. I don't know what they call them in New England. Subway
Meatball subs.
Hero sandwiches. I'd probably call them hero sandwiches. Yeah. Meatball subs. You want to go see Fat Larry? Why? Well, fill me in. I suppose you fill me in.
Yeah,
I do. I certainly do. You know, it's like we got a new name, Jacob Smith.
He seems like an asshole already.
That's why we're going to see Fat Larry, because we should be able to get a connection there. And strangely enough, Abner Wick's name came up again.
Ah, that creep. That guy.
Right. And I'll tell you something. I don't know what he's into or what you might know. But, boy, those boys in there, when they saw this, they went holy Catholic on it.
Well, let's the funny little necklace?
Necklace.
They're getting so fucking superstitious. I don't know what the hell's going on. I said, but I can tell you this about Wick. Look, he pretends to be an antique dealer, but if there's a black market going on somewhere in this town, he's the one behind it all, because he likes his things, you know.
Right. I understand. We're driving. We're driving along as we're doing this, right?
I hope the other guys are doing okay.
They should be good enough. They're smart enough not to
I
get
mean,
themselves
what
into
the fuck?
trouble.
All they had to do was go read a couple of newspapers.
Exactly, that'll be fine.
How much
What
trouble
could
could
go
they
wrong?
possibly get into reading a couple of newspapers?
Oh, I'll tell you now, you'd have to be a complete fucking idiot to get into trouble in a library.
Exactly, Lance. Exactly.
How are we doing for time?
Well, I mean, if that's a good spot to break, that's
It is a good, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good spot there. Yeah, you've made a good start and things. Well, some of you have. Some of you are already in prison. But yeah, I think that's a good spot to finish up. Yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed and look
yeah,
forward
it's
to the next.
great so far.
Yeah, it's been
Yeah.
fun for Zane. Fun.
Our players included Joshua Harwood, Raymond Offord, Darren Pollock, Abel Vargas, and myself, with Zane Fleming as the keeper of the secrets. We're currently producing up to 4 shows a week with music and sound effects added in post-production in order to create a richer listener experience. We provide audio-only versions of our shows free for you to download from Podbean or iTunes. If you'd like to become a patron, visit our Patreon account. Just $1 to a month helps a lot. There's a link in the description below. Like, share, and subscribe to our channel, and punch that bell icon for updates on our latest shows, and leave us some comments. We enjoy reading them and answering any questions you might have. This is Tom Rayleigh, together with all the members of our gaming club, inviting you to journey with us once again into the darkness for another adventure into the universe of H.P. Lovecraft and the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. Until next time, good luck and good gaming.